Today, we're diving into something that might sound a little controversial. It's this powerful idea from the Qur'an about how your inner world is directly connected to, well, your bank account. So, let's start with this. What if I told you that praying and begging Allah for more money might actually be pushing it away? I know, it sounds wild, right? But it's a fascinating concept, so let's really unpack this. And that brings us to what we can call the prayer paradox. See, it's all about this huge difference between just asking for something and actually being in a state where you're ready to receive it. Here's the key takeaway, really. It's not so much what you pray for that matters, it's the place you're praying from. It's all about your internal state, your emotions, your spirit, when you're making that prayer. Because your inner world, well, it creates your outer world. Okay, so look at this. It breaks it down perfectly. You've got these two ways of praying, right? On one hand, you have praying from a place of lack. You know that feeling. You're looking at your bills, you're desperate, you feel empty. When you pray from that place, you're basically screaming, "I don't have enough," into the universe. And guess what? The universe just reflects that feeling right back at you. On the other side, though, when you pray from a place of trust and gratitude, you're connecting to this energy of "I'm already receiving." And that, well, that's what brings in abundance. So, you might be wondering, okay, but why does this happen? Why does praying from a place of lack just create more lack? Well, the answer is in this core principle straight from the Qur'an. The idea that our external world is just a mirror of what's going on inside of us. And this verse, this is the key to everything. Allah will never change a people's condition until they change what is within themselves. I mean, think about that. It's so direct. It's saying our outer condition is a direct reflection of our inner world. So if you want to change what's happening on the outside, you absolutely have to start by changing what's on the inside. And that what is within, the Qur'an calls that your nafs. And this isn't some mystical, vague idea. It's literally the collection of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your core beliefs. Think of it like the control panel for your entire life. Okay, so how does this actually work? How does our inner nafs create our outer reality? Let's use an analogy. Imagine a movie projector. All right, in this picture, Allah's blessings, His abundance, that's the projector. And here's the thing, it's always on. It's constantly projecting abundance. Now, your nafs, your inner self, that's the movie screen. So what happens if that screen is all crumpled up, dirty, or maybe just facing the wrong way? You're not gonna see the movie, right? Or it'll be all distorted. The problem isn't the projector. The giver is always giving. The problem is our own capacity to receive. We have to be a clear screen. And that brings us right back to our topic. Poverty isn't really a thing either. It's just the absence of abundance. What this means is that your natural, default state is actually abundance, just like a room is naturally bright when there's a light source. So if you can't fight the darkness of poverty, what do? It's simple. You just turn on the light. You focus on cultivating that state of receiving. And in the Qur'an, that light, that state of being ready to receive, has a name, Taqwa. Now, you might have heard this translated as fear of God, but a much deeper, more accurate meaning is a state of just conscious awareness. It's being connected to the source, to Allah. It's the total opposite of that feeling of desperation and fear. And when you're in that state of taqwa, your whole approach to prayer changes. You stop begging, which comes from that desperate energy of "I don't have enough." Instead, you start asking with certainty. You ask with this deep trust, knowing that your sustenance is already written for you, and your job is just to open yourself up and receive it. And if you look at the stories of the prophets, you see this in action. I mean, look at Prophet Ibrahim. He was described as an entire nation in himself. He didn't just have abundance, he was abundance. Or Prophet Yusuf, even in prison, he was coming from a place of wholeness and trust, not panic. And Prophet Musa, when he was in need, what did he do first? He thanked Allah for the good he already had. They all got it. They all operated from this state of receiving, no matter what was happening around them. Okay, so this is all great in theory, right? But the big question is, how do we actually do this? How do we make this shift in our own lives? Well, let's get practical. First things first, we've got to talk about the biggest obstacle, the number one thing that will slam the door shut on abundance, and that is envy. Think about it. When you feel envy for what someone else has, what are you really saying? You're saying, there's not enough to go around. Their success means there's less for me. You're basically programming yourself with a scarcity mindset, and we already know what you feel on the inside is exactly what you get on the outside. All right, so here's a simple 4-step game plan to shift into abundance. Step 1, gratitude. And not just later, but right now. Be grateful for what you have before you get more. Step 2, certainty. Truly believe and affirm that your sustenance is already written for you. Step 3, let go of the how. You have to release control. The Qur'an literally says rizq or sustenance comes from places you could never imagine. And step 4, and this is a big one, celebrate other people's success. This is how you kill envy and plug yourself directly into the energy of abundance. And that really brings us full circle. The formula in the Qur'an is crystal clear. If you are grateful, I will surely increase you. Notice the order. Gratitude comes first, then the increase. It's not the other way around. You don't wait to get more to be grateful, you become grateful so that you can receive more. So this is the final thought I really want to leave you with. This whole thing, it's not about fighting against poverty or desperately chasing money. It's about changing that internal movie screen. It's about shifting from a screen that's constantly showing the movie of lack to one that's clean, clear, and ready for that projection of abundance that's always, always on. Just ask yourself, what could you receive if you finally stopped focusing on what you lack? What could your life actually look like?